How is a Slinky made? Hi, welcome to Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? It's so good to hear from you. Hey, have you ever played with a Slinky toy before? I love those things. Have you ever done that thing where you watch it walk down the stairs? You start at the top step, and you place the top part of the Slinky on the second step, and then you let go of the bottom, and then the bottom flips to the next step down, and then the half on the second step goes down to the fourth step, and the half on the third step goes down to the fifth step, and on it goes. I think I explained that right. You know what I'm talking about? When it walks down the stairs? The Slinky is such a cool invention. Have you ever wondered where it came from? Or how they make it? Let's figure it out today. At its core, a Slinky is just a spring, but a very specifically engineered one. It starts with a long piece of steel wire. It has to be the kind that can bend and flex and snap back without staying bent. A lot of metals, if you bend them, they stay where you put them. The wire gets fed into a machine that winds it into loops under very controlled tension. Picture wrapping wire around a cylinder over and over with just the right gap between each pass. Out the other end comes a tall coil of metal, what anyone would recognize as a Slinky. Except the shape has to be dialed in exactly. Too loose, and it won't walk down the steps. Too tight, and it won't stretch. A Slinky works because someone figured out the very specific combination of weight and springiness and geometry that makes it flip over itself on command. Now, once the coil is wound, it gets cut to length, and the ends are smoothed off. This is a kid's toy after all. You don't want the edges of the Slinky to be sharp. Ow! Now, not all Slinkies are metal, though. Plastic Slinkies can be made by melting plastic and pushing it through a machine to form a long, continuous strip. And while it's still hot and flexible, that strip is wound into a coil and then cooled so it keeps its shape. All right, but how does it actually walk downstairs? How does that work? Well, when you set one end on the lower step and let go, the gravity pulls it down. But the coils are all connected, so it doesn't just fall. Instead, the top part stays up for a moment while the bottom stretches forward. And that pull moves through the coils. As the stretch releases, the coils snap back and flip the rest of it onto the next step. Then the same thing happens again and again and again, step by step. You know, in trying to describe that, I'm realizing that the best way to understand how a Slinky walks down steps is just to record it happening, but in slow motion. That way you can watch it back slowly. It's hard to describe it with words. You kind of just have to see it for it to make sense. The Slinky was invented by accident in the 1940s. There was a mechanical engineer named Richard James, and he saw a spring fall off a shelf and watched it move strangely. Kind of the way a Slinky moves. Now, he didn't know it yet, but he had just discovered what would become one of the most popular toys of all time. His wife Betty came up with the name Slinky, And after a demo in a Philadelphia department store in 1945, it sold out in minutes. And that makes sense. I mean, come on. Everyone loves a Slinky.
Everyone knows it's Slinky. It's fun for a girl and a boy.
All right, let's have a quick quiz. What material was the original Slinky made from? Steel wire. And what are the loops in a spring called? They're called coils. And what force helps pull a Slinky down the stairs? Gravity. Let's play true or false. True or false? A metal Slinky starts as a block of metal. False. It starts as wire. True or false? Every coil can be any size and the toy will still work the same way. False. The size and shape are very important. True or false? The Slinky was first sold in 1945. That one is true. Would you rather have a giant Slinky big enough that you can walk through it? Or a tiny Slinky small enough that you can fit it on your finger? I would definitely want to have a really big Slinky. Can you imagine having a Slinky that was so big you could play with it in your front yard and it like took up a big chunk of your front yard? That would be so cool. All right, let's play a round of What Am I? What am I? I pull things downward. You can't see me, but you can see what I do. And the moon has less of me. What am I? I am gravity. Well, now you know. The Slinky is carefully made coil that uses springiness and gravity to do something quite unlike any other toy. There's just something so satisfying about watching a Slinky walk down the stairs. And it feels cool in your hands too, doesn't it? I like the sound a metal Slinky makes. Do you prefer metal or plastic Slinkies? Which one do you like better? I like them both, but I prefer the metal ones because of that sound. And I like the way they feel in my hands. Pretty cool toy. I've loved it since I was a kid. What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out. So until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And we've got some birthdays today. Today is Terrence's birthday. Terrence is from Texas and Terrence is turning 4. Happy birthday, Terrence! Raymond is from Massachusetts and Raymond is turning 5. Happy birthday, Raymond! Ro is from Missouri and Ro is turning 6. Happy birthday, Ro! Danica Caitlin has a birthday today too, and Danica Caitlin is from New Mexico. Happy birthday, Danica Caitlin! Julian has a birthday as well, and Julian is from Rhode Island. Happy birthday, Julian! Winnie is from California, and Winnie is turning 9. Happy birthday, Winnie! Althea is from Colorado, and Althea is turning 10. Happy birthday, Althea! Lou is from Dublin, Ireland, and Lou is turning 6. Happy birthday, Lou! Lucas is from Las Vegas, and Lucas is turning 6. Happy birthday, Lucas! And Emma is from New Jersey, and Emma is turning 8. Happy birthday, Emma! To all the grown-ups listening, if your curious kid wants their birthday mentioned on the show, please visit supportcuriouskids.com and join the Curious Kids Club. That's supportcuriouskids.com. See you tomorrow!